Hello there, Star Wars fans, and welcome back to another RebelScum.com video review. And today we are reviewing the Black Series Phase 4 Rogue One number 10 Saw Gerrera. And now we finally have two. It took about 6 years for us to finally get Saw Gerrera in Black Series, which, I mean, he was a big part of Rogue One. I can see why he wasn't as prioritized as some of the other characters. I still don't get why we waited so long for Bodhi, but I can see why we waited a little while for Saw. I don't think his character warranted such a long wait, though, considering he's had so many appearances throughout the Star Wars saga. His first appearance, that many people forget, was actually in the Clone Wars series. He originally debuted during the Onderon story arc in, I think it was season 4, maybe season 5 of the Clone Wars series, and that was well before Rogue One. And then, of course, he appeared later on in video games even, Jedi Fallen Order. He appeared in comics. He appeared in the Rebels series, where we saw him look more like Forrest Whitaker than he did in the Clone Wars series. And he's even made appearances in the Bad Batch. It's weird that we waited so long to get Saw. The other strange thing about Saw is Hasbro made him a deluxe. I don't get why Hasbro made him a deluxe. He doesn't really look very deluxe-y, I guess. And I know I'm not the only one to say this. I know there's been a lot of fans who have questioned why he's a deluxe. I mean, there's a lot of fans who rightly question why a lot of deluxe figures as of late have been released as deluxes, because almost none of them will warrant a deluxe release. I can understand the deluxe price if it has to do with more tooling, higher detail for some reason, if it just costs more in production for a certain figure because of sculpting and tooling and detail like that. That I can understand. I can understand the rise in price. But what I don't understand is why he's in a deluxe package when he is clearly not a deluxe figure. He does not fit the bill. I'm sorry, Hasbro. You know I love you guys. You know I love Black Series. You know I love Star Wars. And you know I'm going to probably keep buying your stuff. But at the same time, whoever is making these deluxe packaging decisions, just pull them aside and say, look, man, stop putting figures in deluxe packages that are not deluxe figures. Almost every Boba that's been in a deluxe package is not a deluxe figure. With the Jedi Boba, I can see that as an exception because of the amount of accessories he came with and displaying them all so you can see them. That made sense. That was fine. But the Bobas that have since been released, not a deluxe. Saw Gerrera, not a deluxe. The Dark Trooper, not really a deluxe either. Yeah. Cobb Vanth, not a deluxe. Figures with multiple figure packs with multiple characters in them, like Mando and Grogu with the spider, that's fine. That makes sense as a deluxe box. This is not a deluxe box. But with that out of the way, the figure does look awesome. Was it worth the wait? You decide. I've been looking forward to a Saw. I was going to pick him up whenever Hasbro finally got around to doing Saw Gerrera and releasing Saw Gerrera. I'm just glad I finally get to add this character to my collection because I love Rogue One very much. It is my second favorite Star Wars film of all time, and I can't wait to see the other appearances that they bring with this guy, because every time they do a new appearance, it's really cool to kind of see that point in his life, how close to being crazy Saw Gerrera that he's accused of and definitely is in Rogue One, and how far from it are we, you know. You got that awesome side panel artwork there of Saw Gerrera. You got some things on the back, some words and things. And that's pretty much it for the packaging. Again, with the soft rubbery plastic cape. I mean, if you're going to make me pay for a deluxe price on a Saw Gerrera figure, at least do a cloth goods cape, Hasbro. That was pretty loud. All right, so he comes with his stick that he has in Rogue One, similar to Chirrut's stick. He's got his blaster pistol that he uses in Rogue One. Well, doesn't really use in Rogue One, but has in Rogue One. But he does use on occasion in other appearances. Mangled up and beaten. I'm still looking forward to the point in Saw's life where we see what happens that causes him to, you know, have a prosthetic leg and have this, you know, respirator, this oxygen tank strapped to his hip with the mask that he occasionally pulls over to his face. I want to see what gets him to this point, because from the point we see him in Rebels, which is the closest point in the timeline to his appearance in Rogue One, he's not reliant on any of that. In fact, I don't even think he has the prosthetic leg in Rebels, if I recall correctly. Maybe I need to rewatch that bit of Rebels, but I don't recall him having the prosthetic leg in Rebels. So what happened between the last time we see him in Rebels, which is very close to the timeline in Rogue One, to seeing him on Jedha in Rogue One, that causes him to rely on these things? I very much would like to know more. Fully articulated head is on a ball joint. Fully articulated shoulders. Looks like you can untab his shoulder pad, as I did while I was trying to fully articulate his shoulder, as you can see. He has butterfly joints, single jointed elbows, wrist joints, no upper bicep on that arm, no upper bicep on that arm. Waist, hips, upper thigh, single jointed knees, ankle joints on both his regular foot and his robot foot. Let's put that shoulder panel back on there. It just pegs on. There we go. You can holster his blaster pistol in his holster right there. You can give him his stick that he needs for walking and shouting things like lies and deceptions. Every day, more lies. And I think that face sculpt actually looks really, really good. I feel like they nailed it. I think they did a really good job on his detailing, on his designing, which is, again, while I feel like maybe this one was packaged as a deluxe and sold at deluxe price rather than a regular Black Series, because this one also definitely has more paint apps, more paint detailing than your average Black Series figure. I mean, they really did do a lot of those awesome accessories. You've got silvers on the bands, on the arms. You've got these light blue colors, you've got all these dark blue colors, you've got the striping, the gray metallic bits, those sockets and things on his armor are all painted in. It doesn't look like they left hardly any paint detail out, which happens a lot with regular Black Series figures lately. As we know now, there's I forget how they phrase it, a paint budget, I think is what they call it. And I can understand why getting all that mold detail, all of that paint detail in there would warrant this figure being more expensive. But that still doesn't mean it should, especially for my sealed collectors out there, that still doesn't mean it should be in a deluxe package, because he clearly would fit in a normal size package just like any other regular size action figure. There's nothing that really needs to be spread out and displayed so much. He only comes with 2 accessories, so the fact that he's in a deluxe package doesn't really make much sense here. I can see the deluxe cost in a way, again, just because of all that detailing. They clearly did a little bit more in the paint budget here than they do on your average Black Series release as of late. So I can see that, but at the same time, he should not be in a deluxe package. Just saying. But yeah, no, that face sculpt looks great. They nailed it. All right, now this is what I've been wondering this whole time. So clear, translucent, soft rubbery goods. Can he can pick up his respirator, so you can. Oh, I pulled the little strap off. You can pull that up. Let me put that little hook back on there and bring it up to his face, like in the movie. So you can try and have him hold it, and then just like he does in the movie, just tug it back down. Okay, that's pretty cool. I'm glad that they got that little bit of detailing in there, because if he couldn't do that, I would have been a little disappointed. And of course, hopefully we have Saw Gerrera coming to Vintage Collection at some point as well, because there is a 3 3/4 scale Saw Gerrera figure, but it's a 5 POA figure from the Rogue One packaging, and he came in a deluxe 4-pack, which was also actually a Target exclusive, just like this figure. But overall, what do you think? Was Saw worth it for you to pick up? Were you waiting on him to go on clearance, or were you frustrated that he was in a deluxe package? Or were you like me and were you just excited that we finally got a Saw Gerrera? Better late than never, I guess. Hopefully we get some other appearances of Saw as well. I'd love to see a Gaming Greats Jedi Fallen Order version of Saw, where he's a little bit more spry, but still has that awesome Forrest Whitaker look like he does throughout most of his appearances. Or would you prefer to see a younger Clone Wars era look, like from the Bad Batch or from the Clone Wars series? Let us know in the comments. And of course, are you looking forward to seeing him in the Vintage Collection at some point? Because I know a lot of my VC collectors lately have been a little neglected when it comes to main characters. We've gotten a lot in Black Series. Hasbro has been very generous to the Black Series collectors when it comes to getting a lot of main characters lately, more so than it seems to VC collectors. So hopefully they have a lot more VC in the works coming. I mean, they've done some cool play sets. Be nice if they get back to vehicles, but we definitely need some more main characters in VC. It is very, very lacking in the characters front as of late. So what would you guys like to see with Saw in the future? Let us know in the comments, whether it be VC or other Black Series versions of this awesome character. Stay tuned for more RebelScum.com content. We do content every single day on the main RebelScum.com website. Like and subscribe, follow us on social media, and check out some of our other reviews and other videos. Go to RebelScumShop.com for some awesome swag and merch, like the Mando Falcon, the Boba Falcon shirt here, look out, Saw, I'm wearing today. It's a pretty cool shirt. It's one of my favorite designs that we did here on RebelScum.com. We'll see you guys later. We'll see you another time. May the Force be with all of you, you Rebel Scum.